My wife Melissa had been acting different for months, longer hours at work, sudden business trips, and a new habit of guarding her phone like it contained national secrets. I kept telling myself I was overthinking it, that after 10 years of marriage, I should trust her. But when she packed her suitcase for yet another 3-day conference, something in her eyes told me this wasn't business at all. She barely said goodbye to the kids, barely looked me in the eye, and left the house in a rush, as if spending one more minute with her own family might expose something she didn't want us to see. That's when I decided I wasn't going to confront her with anger. I was going to confront her with the truth, instead of arguing or accusing her. I told our children, 6-year-old Emma and 8-year-old Lucas, that we were taking a surprise weekend trip to see Mommy. Their faces lit up like Christmas lights. They thought it was a fun adventure, but for me, my heart was pounding the whole drive. I kept imagining the possibilities. What if she was actually working? What if I was wrong? But then, what if I wasn't? Every mile we drove toward that hotel felt heavier, like my chest was filling with wet cement. I didn't want to destroy their innocence, but I couldn't keep pretending everything was normal while our marriage was quietly bleeding out. Behind closed doors, we arrived at the hotel, an expensive one, far nicer than any company would pay for on a simple training trip. That alone made every alarm inside me explode. I checked the directory. Her name was right there. Plain as day. Melissa Carter, room 914. My hands shook as I memorized the number. The kids were bouncing excitedly beside me, holding drawings they made for her. I plastered on a smile and led them to the elevator. I wasn't sure if my legs were shaking from fear, anger, heartbreak, or all three. When the elevator doors closed, I felt like the truth was rising with us, floor by floor, ready to burst open. When we reached her floor, the hallway was silent, the kind where every sound echoes. Every footstep feels like a countdown. I knelt down and whispered, "Go knock on Mommy's door. She'll be so happy to see you." The kids giggled and ran toward room 914, knocking with the innocent excitement only children can have. I stayed a few feet behind, arms crossed, heart pounding loud enough to shake the walls. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to look confident. But the truth is I was terrified of what I was about to see on the other side of that door. We heard shuffling inside. A voice, not Melissa's, a man's deep close. Then Melissa's voice panicked, rushed, whispering something sharp. The kids knocked again, louder this time, calling, "Mommy, Mommy." That's when the door clicked open just an inch and Melissa's face appeared, completely drained of color. She wasn't dressed for a conference. She wasn't even dressed for work. She was in a robe. Messy hair, makeup smudged, like she had just woken up next to someone she shouldn't have been near. When she saw the kids first, her mouth dropped open in shock. When her eyes shifted to me standing behind them, she froze like she'd seen a ghost. Before she could say anything, before she could fake an excuse, he appeared behind her. A tall man with no shirt on, holding a towel. And the moment he realized she wasn't alone, he stumbled back out of sight like a criminal caught in a spotlight. The kids didn't understand. They just ran forward, shouting, "Mommy." But Melissa stepped outside and quickly pulled the door shut behind her, blocking their view of the man inside. She whispered, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" I didn't yell. I didn't curse. I just stared at her, letting the silence suffocate her excuses. She looked like she might collapse right there in the hallway. The kids hugged her legs, confused and excited, holding up the drawings they made. Melissa's hands were trembling as she took them. I wasn't expecting this, she stammered, eyes darting everywhere except at me. I finally spoke. "They miss you. They wanted to surprise you. Isn't that what family does?" She swallowed hard, her lips quivering. She knew exactly what I meant. She knew this wasn't a misunderstanding. She knew the truth was standing right in front of her. The guilt on her face was unmistakable. Her whole world was crumbling in the silence between us. A hotel staff member walked by and glanced at us, clearly noticing the tension. Melissa stepped further into the hallway, closing the door even tighter behind her as if she could hide what she'd done. "Please, please don't do this here," she begged in a whisper, The kids. I cut her off. You did this, not me. Not them. You brought this into their lives. Her eyes filled with tears instantly. She tried reaching for my hand, but I stepped back. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. For the first time in months, everything made sense. Every lie, every cold night, every secret of text, it all pointed to this hallway. To this moment, Lucas finally asked, "Daddy, why isn't Mommy coming home with us?" Melissa broke down, tears pouring as she knelt in front of him, pulling both kids close. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, choking on the words. "I made a mistake, a big one." Emma hugged her, confused, but soft-hearted as always. I stood there, feeling my own heart crack. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But instead, I knelt down and gently touched their shoulders. "Come on, kids," I said. "Let Mommy finish her business." Melissa's face twisted with agony. She knew exactly what I meant. And so did the man hiding behind that door. As we walked away, Melissa called out, "Please don't leave like this. We can fix it. We can talk, please." But I didn't turn back. I didn't need to. The truth was already laid bare. That hallway had shown me everything I needed to know. The kids held my hands tightly, sensing something was wrong, even if they didn't fully understand it. And as the elevator doors closed, I saw Melissa standing there, broken, defeated, frozen in the doorway of the hotel room she used to betray her own family. That was the moment I realized something. Sometimes the loudest truth isn't shouted. Sometimes it's revealed by the quiet knock of two innocent children on a door. Their mother should never have been behind.